Hanging from the tarpaulin walls of the tent she now calls home, 3 sons, victims of the war, watch over their mother.
تعبنا والله بطلع في أحفادي بس قلبي بتقطع يا ريتها في عيني ولا أولادي راحوا. أنا أم شهداء 3 لا بيت ولا فرشة ولا لحاف ولا إشي وهيني مريضة كانسر.
Amal's suffering is an all too common story in Gaza, and it's pushed her into speaking out.
فقدت أولادي كيف إيش اللي تغير علي بدي أطلع في المسيرة بدي أطلع بدي أطلع لا للحرب لا للحرب لا للحرب.
Simmering anger has boiled over in recent months. While ultimate blame for the Gaza bombardment is laid at the feet of Israel, more and more Palestinians are taking to the streets to say the responsibility for letting it drag on for more than a year and a half lies with Hamas. Amal was part of this rally which erupted back in March.
أنا شاركت في المسيرة لأنه ضد الحرب. إحنا ضد الحرب ضد سياسة حماس اللي في البلد بتصير أو في قطاع غزة.
Protests against Hamas are rare. This one began days after Israel resumed strikes in Gaza 2 months ago. In recent weeks, more have sprung up across the Strip as food shortages forced aid kitchens to close, with hundreds waiting in line. This footage from social media shows locals accusing Hamas of selling them out. Reprisals are a risk.
نقدر نمشي ولا نقوم ولا نقعد مش بكفي اليهود بتكتل فينا كمان العرب يكتلوا بعض والله يا حرام والله يا حرام.
One protester was allegedly beaten to death for daring to speak out against Hamas. The Committee for Protecting Journalists warning Palestinian reporters face threats for covering the protests.
Hamas at some points in Gaza, they practiced their own, let me call it, non-democratic, coercive tactics against political dissent.
The former US administration warned Hamas's ranks had been bolstered during the war.
We assess that Hamas has recruited almost as many new militants as it has lost. That is a recipe for an enduring insurgency and perpetual war.
As a result of those forecasts, not all are convinced the more recent protests are indicative of a broader uprising in Gaza.
I have never heard of a people when being exposed to genocide and to this terrifying amount of killing will come out and protest against a liberation movement that is fighting on their favor. It never happened. I think for Hamas, they don't mind and they don't see it as protests against them if people took to the streets, because it's against the silence of the entire world on what is happening in Gaza.
Israel denies allegations of genocide in Gaza. The Strip's health ministry says more than 54,000 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli attacks since the war began more than 600 days ago. Hamada also joined the rallies. Like many Palestinians, his home is now a pile of rubble.
سياسة حماس التي فرضت علينا التجويع وفرضت علينا الأساليب التي لم نكن في يوم من الأيام ندرك أنها ستحدث لنا. نحن شعب فلسطين في قطاع غزة بالتحديد لسنا ضد المقاومة ولم نكن ضد المقاومة في يوم ما، لكننا كنا في خلال هذه الحرب ضد سياسة حماس. نحن ضد هذا الحكم لأنه في قبل الحرب سيس لأفرادهم أو لسياستهم الشخصية. على سبيل المثال لم نستفد نحن والعديد الذين لم يكن معهم لم يستفيدوا الاستفادة الكافية. من كان يستفيد في قطاع غزة هم من كان يتبع لهم.
The future governance of Gaza is one of the most contentious issues in peace negotiations.